Welcome back to another TRC or the Razor Company Shaving Series video. My name is GMac and I'm here to take you through a budget shave today. When I got into big boy razors, it was so important for me to get to a better design, an artisan that was more renowned, a razor that was more popular. So I'd go through a ton of forums and try and read up about them. And then I finally realized one day that a friend of mine, made a statement to me that changed everything. And he said, it's never really about the tool. It's about the user. It's about how you wield the tool and how you can put it to good use. So the razor in your hand is just a tool, but it is you that makes the difference. So on one of the sales online, I came across the Baili BT131. Now, likened to the Gillette Tech, because of its thin head and also the shave that it delivers, a lot of fans, talk about it and praise it to the sky. So I decided to get one and give it a go, and it shattered all my views on how expensive razors deliver. Believe you me, the simplest of razors with the simplest of equipment can give you a terrific shave. So this is the Baili 131. It's a very, very simple razor made in GMac. If you just look at the handle itself, it looks like a neat little design, but nothing too flashy. The head, if you notice, is extremely thin. Don't know if I can give you a view of that. And there's also a slight blade overhang on the side, which does not affect the shave quality for me, though some shavers do like to use that little overhang to trim sideburns. I've never tried it, and I guess I wouldn't do it. But today, let's get straight into shaving with this razor, and let me tell you that this razor really changed the way that I look at wet shaving. I love it. I keep it in rotation, and loaded in this razor today is a feather blade. Let me just show you the blade pack. So that's the feather blade pack. The feather that is inside the razor is, it's done about, 2 shaves. So this is the 3rd shave on it. My soap for today is a very, very interesting one. I'm going to be using what, some people call a clown puke soap. So I'm just going to give you a view, and you'll see that there are a few colors on it. Yeah, that's how it looks like inside. So this is really a mix of about, I think, 9 different soaps inside it. What happens is that every time you do, have a little bit of soap left over, what you can do is just pack it into, a small little container like the one that I bought. I bought this from a Japanese dollar shop for about $1. And it really works. So you pack in all the soaps, and then when you start using them after you've got a sizable quantity with all those leftovers, you get this amazing soap with an amazing fragrance. And the fragrance is something that keeps you guessing because it keeps changing as you're using it. So it's very interesting. I do love it. Clown puke soap, absolutely stunning. And I'd recommend you do it. Save those little bits rather than throw them out, and make your own. Call it a mix, call it a blend, whatever you want. For me, there's Arco, there's Master Soap Creations, there's a bit of Zingari Man, Barrister Man. There's tons of it in there. So I'm going to be using an Oaken Lab bowl today. I've already started lathering up, as you can see. And for my brush, it will be a Zenith aluminium handle unbleached. The brush cost me under $10. The bowl was also under $10 for me. Well, I did cheat on that. I picked up the bowl at a sale. So I'm going to lather up, and let's get straight down to the shave itself. One of the things that I do love about soaps like this, and when it comes to using this kind of a lather, it does provide a very slick cushion. You get the best of, of everything, as in of all the soaps involved. So if there is ingredients in there, some soaps pack in maybe, 10, 12, 13 ingredients, some pack in maybe even more than that. But with me, I get, practically everything. And it gives you a very, very rich experience while shaving. A lot of shavers, of course, experienced and seasoned shavers do like to actually use a bit of exfoliation, which I normally tend to avoid with bow brushes, but the Zenith bow, it's just fantastic. So what you see here is a very, very thick lather, and the reason why it is so thick is because, well, as I said earlier, there's a mix of soaps in there. Some of them which have really great slickness, some of them which have really great protection, and the fragrance, I just love that part, just keeps you guessing. So here we go, we've pretty much got our face lathered up, or to be politically correct, my face. I do not have any runways to clear, but I will of course just clear the nose area, my earrings. Oh, they look like they've been snowed in. So let's get straight down to the shave and figure out how this performs. Here we go. Baili BT131. As you can tell, there's a lot of audio feedback on it. There you can see the lather. Just wanted to clarify that I was actually I was sporting a 4-day or 5-day stubble. So it's very interesting how a razor with this kind of simplicity can perform so well. Well, with the feather in there, it just mows it down. It just works beautifully. It sometimes gets me thinking though, even I have a preference for blade forward razors. I do like fairly aggressive razors, but sometimes mild razors just cut it beautifully. They make shaving such a joy. It's such a pleasure to, well, shave with them that you're kind of left wondering then, whether sometimes razors with, less blade exposure, and it really boils down to the design. I've had this argument with a couple of friends, over a period of time, whether razors actually with a bigger blade gap may be more aggressive or more efficient, whether razors with a smaller blade exposure. But I think at the end of the day, it really boils down to the design of the razor. I don't think it's just, sometimes I've also realized that while I like to, use Franken razors, I like to mix heads and different handles together. Sometimes, like with the Islesworth Apex, you want to stick with the handle. You don't want to change the head to another handle. Or maybe even to a certain extent with the Blackbird. So, with the Baili BT131, it's extremely easy to find the angle. It's a fairly steep shaver. Very, very nimble. It almost feels like aluminum, but it's not. I'm not a fan of aluminum, and that's just personal because I don't like the weight of it. I prefer a bit of heft to my razors. The Baili has a nice little bit of weight to the handle, and this handle really gives you a very, very well good balance to the extremely light head. One of my problem areas when it comes to shaving has always been the neck area, especially the part just below the jawline. Always have major trouble with that area. Great feedback. I know there are a lot of bed shavers who don't really like feedback. They don't really like that audio sound. For me, when a razor sings, it's terrific. I listen. Well, you can go with a bit of pressure on this razor. I don't necessarily do that because I'm used to having a bit of a deft touch sometimes. I said a bit. Do excuse my exposure because it's going to keep changing depending on the light. Still need to get that fixed. What are your problem areas when it comes to shaving? Well, I'd really love to know. Do you map your face like I do? Do you try to get, to figure out the direction of your growth? I used to fear shaving, on the upper lip. Always had a bit of fear regarding that. But I learned over a period of time that you don't need to do that. So that's the first pass done. Let's give it a quick rinse and figure out, well, how this turned out. As far as the shave goes in itself, I won't say it's super smooth, but it's very, very smooth, but not super smooth. Super smooth would, well, probably one of the carved CVs. Just a quick rinse. The post-shave feel and the glide on that cream is fantastic. Well, wasn't really expecting it to be that good. So very quickly, here's how it looks. So that's for the first pass done. Let's get on to the second pass very quickly, just to feel where exactly are the problem areas. Actually, most of it is gone, just a little bit under my jawline, as I said earlier, but smooth, absolutely smooth. So here we go once again, second pass. Oh, this lather is just great. Absolutely love it. I don't know, probably just, I know I keep harping on it, but try and make your own, soap. Sometimes what I do is, even if I don't have leftovers and I know that there's going to be too much of soap lying around and I've got a couple of samples, I'll just throw them all in together. I try and match them, more or less. But the magic is when you don't match them and when you can actually, keep guessing as to what soap you're using. So, and the beauty of that is it really boils down to, some people like artisan soaps, some people like just plain old school soaps. Mix them up. You never know where it'll take you. And remember something, when it comes to a razor like the Baili BT131, everything in life has value. Everything. There is nothing that does not. Even poison ivy. There is a purpose for everything in life under God's great sky. Don't know if you listen to the birds, but that beautiful song, Turn, 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 taken from a passage of Ecclesiastes, I absolutely love that. So on to pass number 2, and this one's going to be, we're going to go against the grain and across the grain as well. I was just talking about those problem areas earlier. Now, there's one thing I forgot to mention about this razor. If you use a lot of the new artisan razors, and you will find that lather clearance is sometimes a bit of a problem. I faced that with the Roca, the Mueller Roca. Of course, that's not really a new razor, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it for the simple reason that the lather clearance wasn't there. Surprisingly, the 131, not comparing it to one of the big razors, but just fantastic. The lather clearance just clears out everything every time you rinse it. I also like how nimble this is. And to be fair, I do use it as my travel razor. It's an excellent razor for that cause. I just need to get my earring out of the way. Keep your jewelry off when shaving. That's what my mom used to say. Sometimes you just want to keep it on. So now I'm going to go across the grain for the face. It's really autopilot, isn't it? If you haven't really tried any of the Baili razors, go and give it a shot. They really are exceptional quality. They're cheap as chips. Chips aren't really cheap anymore, are they? I mean, I had a bag of crisps from that were made in Spain with virgin olive oil that cost like about $8 or $9. So let's disregard that statement, cheap as chips, no longer. So as I was saying earlier, that this razor definitely changed the way that I think, and it took out that stupid belief that that false belief, let me rephrase that false belief that only expensive razors work. There's nothing like that. If I knew about this razor before I invested in so many others, I would have saved a lot of money. And there's one thing that I've always emphasized when it comes to shaving, and it's something that I've learned over a period of time. If another wet shaver follows a certain method of shaving or a certain pattern, don't do it. You have to figure out what is your personal direction of growth, that personal map on the face. That's so important. Just a few touch-ups down the neck. That's it. Just going to do a quick rinse. I could not endorse this razor more. I'm not saying that you should replace all those really expensive artisan razors that you have in the house with a Baili. But what I'm saying is that you should own one of them, experience one of them. It's really worth it. Took me a bit of time to get that well soap off. Very, very slick, very slick. Oh, talking of budgets, also from the Value Dollar shop, just about $1. You can see this towel. Absolutely love it. I've seen signature towels being used. I've seen, people have their own favorite towels, and what works for you is great. But end of the day, I think, if if you can save money, why not? Let's go with the alum. Well, just a little bit of a trick. Always nice to wet your face when you're using the alum. It helps that block just glide easier. No sting really on a little bit on the upper lip area. Nothing on the neck at all. Nothing on the, cheeks. Just this area. Just this area here. A little bit. I think that's, fair. So, every time you do get the alum to sting, now there's two reasons for it. One is probably because of the blade. The second is because how close you really got to, the skin with that razor. For my aftershave today, I'm going to be using the frankincense. I do love mixing it up. So because my soap was more like a franken soap, this is the frankincense. As you can see, the Frankenstein, image there. It's a mix of a couple of different, fragrances. So it's going to be interesting to try. Always remember to wash your face whenever you use alum after 30 seconds or even a minute. You don't want to let that alum dry, and you'll be left with a powdery face looking like you came in from the snow very quickly. So the Yaki frankincense has absolutely no alcohol in it. It's made by Master Soap Creations South Africa. I do love his products. There's about 2 of his soaps mixed into my franken soap. Oh, that's so good. No alcohol, but a very strong burn. It's got all sorts of ingredients in here that are really, really good for you, including, witch hazel, aloe vera. And you can buy a lot of the Master Soap Creations, products on the Razor Company. Absolutely enjoyable products. Normally when you use, so this is a very warming, kind of lights up your face, but if you use normally these aftershaves that come from Master Soap Creations, you don't really need to use an aftershave balm because they already have a lot of the skin protection in there. But I'm going to go with something, and this of course is probably the most common aftershave balm ever used. So that's the Nivea Protect and Care Replenishing Post-Shave Balm. This is a hack. So what I actually did is, I'm a menthol junkie. So what I actually did is I ground a whole lot of menthol crystals and dumped them into this because I wanted to change the effect of the aftershave. You don't really have to use too much, just a little bit. And give it a good rub in your hands. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. I got just a little bit too much on there, but oh, that coolness. It's basically fire and ice. So the Yaki aftershave was just so warming, and it was great probably for a winter's day or for the cold. And this one it's just a blast of ice. If I was made of rubber, I would probably contract Just really terrific. Just using the laws of physics there. So there we go. There we have it. Let's run through the products we used today. This, of course, was my Franken soap, or what I call the clown puke soap. Has 9 different soaps in there. Absolutely love the fragrance. It keeps you guessing as to what the soap really is and what you're using. I'm also going to give you a quick look at my brush and my shaving bowl, because I picked these up really well at an affordable price. It wasn't really that expensive, so under $10 for the Zenith unbleached, and that's what it looks like. It's got Zenith. I didn't really have to break this brush in. Probably in about 4 uses it had already softened up and it had become really nice and easy to lather with. So it's not only great for bowl lathering but also for face lathering. It works exceptionally well. Big fan, absolutely big fan. Also wanted to show you the bowl, which is actually, I don't remember her name, but For Oaken Lab, which is a company based in Bali, Indonesia. These shaving bowls are actually, I'll do a proper video on it one day, but these shaving bowls are hand blown and handmade. So that's what it looks like on the outside. Just to give you a view, it's got, it's got the Oaken Lab logo etched somewhere. Oh, it's right here. And well, that's what it looks like on the inside. So these parts are all ridged. This is smooth down here in the center. Absolutely wonderful bowl. Great lathering quality and very pretty to look at. So that's our shave for today. The star of the shave, of course, was the Baili BT131. The razor company does have many of these products. They do have one of the Baili razors that you probably want to get with. But if you don't, find this razor and use it. It is an absolutely terrific shaver. You'll spend probably under $5 for it, and it can deliver a shave really, and I'm not kidding about this, but it can deliver a shave the same quality as a $100 or $120 razor, and I'm willing to stand by that. So give it a shot, add it to your collection and enjoy it. So till the next time, this is GMac saying it's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here. I'll be back again real soon with another shaving video. At the moment, I get a bit of growth. Till then, of course, you stay well and look forward to catching you again. Bye-bye for now.